remembering that we are in relationship with ourselves all the time.
So this season, we've been focusing on emotional expression and post-traumatic growth. And I feel like this relational component is so important to that growth because it's not just about, post-traumatic growth isn't just about returning to a baseline, like recovering from an incident, but about the expansion that comes with that. And like we talked about in the beginning, relationships can be such an avenue for finding those places where there were ruptures or events that are held in and begin to work with that and have a new experience. And that repatterning that comes from that then again bleeds out into so many areas of our life. And so I think we could think about the way our attachment styles can shift through this relationship work. We can think about the way our internal states can shift through relational work. And how we can be more connected to collective healing and community as we do this relational healing, right? That our healing practices become less just self-oriented and more about moving and creating change in collective spaces.
Remembering that we are in relationship with ourselves all the time. And you can start with the most simple internal relationships and practice aligning them with the relational desires that you have. Well, first, that takes actually naming what kind of relational desires you have that feel safe enough to approach right now. And in the relationship with yourself, it can be as simple as drinking when you're thirsty, going to the bathroom when you need to use the bathroom. I know so many people that will sit in a meeting and won't go to the bathroom, or like people that will do the most incredible feats, but will also not feed themselves, at the same time. So noticing these body cues and being really accepting of the messy human nature of it all. Practicing tolerating yourself, the pressure and the somatic, contorting that can happen inside when we are annoyed or frustrated or startled, and practicing taking ourselves into these little relational corrective experiences. I have a need. My need is worth responding to. It can be responded to. Teach the body that. Do a nervous system tool around it. I've experienced a disruption. I was cut off. That dog barked too loud. I'm sending you a signal, telling yourself, I hear you. I heard that signal, and responding with a tool that helps the body calibrate to responsiveness and really calibrating to what is true and real about the level of threat response that's there. And these small ways are ways of practicing. And like you were talking about in the relationship, the safe relationship, where you were going through all of these things and luckily you knew what those were, but you had a team and people in partnership, whatever way that partnership looks. In my mind, it's not necessarily like two people in a romantic relationship, whatever that partnership looks like that is appropriate and right-sized for the two of you and meets the two of you's need, the three of you, the four of you, however many of you, these needs. But this is where we build that calibration to what is relationally here and now and present and available. And when we receive the signals of not safe, we have been practiced at saying, I hear that signal. I'm going to send you back a signal of safety because I can recognize this is an environment that I'm either safe enough or I can leave and I will tend to this signal, right? We are building that inner world, and then we start to weave in our relational calibration. We start to weave in moments with others and how we can actually update these schemas about relationships intentionally in real time. And you were saying, like, as you went through all of this in your prior relationship, you had a team that had your back. It wasn't just your partner. And it is an incredible relationship, like, adage to say, like, this relationship is a team. We're on each other's team. And in these instances, making sure you're also reaching for resources outside of that, because not every intimate partnership, no matter how loving and devoted, not every intimate partnership is going to have the capacity to meet that kind of calibration process.
To grow.
One that can be bumpy, that can be messy. So I always say, like, don't go it alone if you can.
Yeah. And really what I'm hearing too and is that self-attunement is the opposite of hypervigilance.
You just watched an excerpt from our full Trauma Rewired episode. There's so much more to this conversation. If you're curious about how neuroscience and the nervous system shape your behavior, resilience, and growth, click the link below to watch the full episode. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more insights and tools to rewire your nervous system for lasting change.